Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You know, there's a lot of wrestling shows, podcasts, YouTube shows. There's a lot of them out there, but there's only one featuring. I mean, that's instantly classic. I was gonna say featuring me. That would have been weird thinking because like I'm not the star. I'm not the big wig here. I'm not. Anyway, we're not talking about who may be more talented in the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast. We're not talking about who may have the better choice in football teams during the football season, because we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about NXT. That's right. It wasn't. I don't think it was a great show this week. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about why it wasn't a great show. Why do maybe you thought it was a great show? Maybe my grandma thought it was, but I don't know. My grandma thought it was a great show because she didn't watch it. I don't think so. I did. I don't know if she did. I don't know if you. I don't know. I don't know if your grandma watched it. Ask her. But anyway, uh, we opened up with sort of a video package kind of reviewing the Beast in the East show. But the problem I had with this was they didn't even show anything from the NXT World Title match in this. They showed every other match, including like the Chris Jericho match. They showed obviously the Brock Lesnar match, but they didn't show any clips from the World Title match. And I was like, wait, what? Like, it was confusing. But did you have any thoughts on the opening video package?
Yeah, that was pretty much my only thoughts was why why show all of this like main roster stuff when and I don't even know. I must have didn't really pay attention to it because all I saw was Brock Lesnar for some reason. And I was like, why is this so focused on Brock Lesnar? No one from the NXT fan base really cares about Brock Lesnar going into an NXT show. I don't know. They could have at least like showed some sort of the title match, but I guess because they were gonna show it later, that's why they did that. I don't know. It's really really weird how they did this tonight.
Yeah, I felt like the whole show was a little bit weird tonight. But we're gonna go into our first match, and I'm gonna give you the honors of this match, and I'm pretty sure you know why. Take it away.
Well, first off, my girl is in this match.
Well, yeah, that's why. That's why I was gonna give you the. Yeah, that's it.
Second off, Dana Brooke is in this match, and we know Casey. He probably won't even comment on this match at all because Dana Brooke's in it. Uh, so I love how Sasha called Dana Brooke Miss Piggy, and the crowd just really laughed it up on that one. I laughed it up on that one. I thought it was pretty funny. Um, she says basically she's gonna take him on by herself, but Charlotte does end up coming out. So it ends up being Sasha Banks and Charlotte going up against Dana Brooke and Emma. Sasha Banks and Charlotte worked really well together in this match, which makes sense considering they were friends before. They kind of tagged together before. They had experience being together. But Brooke and Emma using those quick tags to kind of isolate Charlotte kind of become a somewhat of a staple of WWE tag teams, especially heel tag teams, with those quick tags and the stomps in the corner. The New Day does it all the time, and now we see a lot of it from heel tag teams in WWE a lot now. I didn't see it a lot before, but I know I'm starting to see it a lot now with WWE. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but Brooke, I felt like Dana Brooke did show some nice stuff in this match. Nice submission skills. Good work by Charlotte being as flexible as possible, making those look just ridiculously painful. Banks does get in. She takes everyone out. Brooke is rocked with double knees, both while staying up in the corner and while sitting down in the corner. Then we get the bank statement on Brooke, and then we get the figure eight on Emma for the win. So I I thought this was a pretty good match, and then after the match, Charlotte wants her end of the bargain here. She basically was part of the winning team here, so she wants her title shot, and um, Sasha says, "Well, guess what? It's on, sister." So that's kind of cool that we're gonna see them kind of go at it again. I would love for them to put Charlotte on the main roster at some point in the near future, like before I get like old and gray. I mean, I'm already gray now, so old, old. Any thoughts on this match?
I guess. First off, I was a little bit upset with Charlotte being Sasha's partner. I kind of wanted it to be someone a little bit more surprising, somebody that we completely wouldn't expect. I kind of, to be honest, when Emma and Dana said she didn't have a partner, I kind of expected Charlotte to come out. Like, I felt like she was gonna come out. It wasn't a like, oh my god, surprise. Like, it just seemed predictable. Um, I I gotta disagree. I'm still not liking Dana. She's still not good on the mic. I felt like all the things that she had to say before the match could have been said by Emma, yeah, and it would have been better. Just because Emma has had more time, more mic work, and I feel like she is better. That just with Dana, that just could be, just rookie stuff. She could get better on the mic, just learning how to, talk on the mic because she hasn't been up in NXT for long, so she hasn't really had that much time to really work on it. So that I'll let that slide. But I still, to me, she just hasn't been getting much better in the ring. They're still booking her the same way, and I don't think it works. I want to see more of a, not so much just kind of power stuff, but more like, get her on the top rope, get her flying around the ring a little bit, get her doing more than just like I'm a big bodybuilder, whatever, power stuff. You know, I I just felt like, this match could have been like just Sasha versus Emma, and I would have been happy, but I don't know. And then I thought, after the match, I like that we're gonna have the title match, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. But I was thinking, since WWE doesn't know what to do with Charlotte on the main roster, why don't they just re-team Charlotte and Sasha Banks up again? Since they're not really doing much with either one right now. They're not really doing anything with the title specifically right now. After Becky Lynch, they're not really doing anything with Charlotte. So why don't they team them up and at least have them do something in NXT? But that was really my only other thought. I just, I don't know. I like Emma, and I think Dana, is getting some benefits from teaming with Emma, learning a little bit more. But she's not learning enough for my liking, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. So, next we go to a backstage segment from, I guess, this past weekend. I don't know if it was supposed to be in Japan or if it was at the Performance Center, but it was with Bailey, and she basically talks about how she can't compete because of a broken hand from Emma. I didn't realize she got a broken hand, but okay. She also talks about how Triple H and Austin have both come back from injuries, and that is exactly what she's going to do. Wait a minute. Didn't she have this exact promo a couple months ago talking about Triple H? She had this exact promo. I remember she was sitting on the couch watching, I think it was Triple H's DVD, Thy Kingdom Come, I think, and same promo. Ah. That was the only thing that bothered me about this. Was it was basically the same thing that she had done previously, but at least we get an update that she did get injured. So hopefully she heals up quick and is back. Because she's been getting she's really good. And I think with her out, she'll definitely be missed in NXT right now. Any thoughts on this backstage segment?
For some reason, somehow, I missed this. I don't know how. I sat there and watched the whole show, and I don't know how I missed it. I don't know if I ran upstairs to get a snack or something, which I didn't. I never came back down with a snack, so that was a failure anyway. But I missed this, but I did hear about her having a broken hand. I was looking on the wrestling news sites. I did hear about her having a broken hand, and I'm like, well, this is unfortunate because she's hurt again, which is not good. At least it's not the same injury, though. I guess we can, that's a positive you can draw from it. It's not the same injury with the knee issue, but I don't know. It's just frustrating to see her injured, because I really like Bailey. I like her a lot. She's really she's really talented, and when she's gone, it's tough because then it puts WWE in a worse position because you can't do anything. Shut up, annoying orange. Shut up. Shut up, annoying orange. Shut up. Shut up. Sorry, the annoying orange ringtone that I have on my phone was annoying me, of course. But yeah, it's just unfortunate because it puts WWE in a weird position. If you think about it, they can't really move anyone up to the main roster. Upcoming talent is hurt. You look at Becky Lynch and Bailey both being hurt. You can't move anybody up with those two being hurt because they're kind of the they're kind of the future champions right now if you look at it. So yeah, I didn't see this, but I was just upset about it because I was just like, well, that's unfortunate. She's hurt again.
And there we go with DJ not paying attention the entire show, doing other more important. Anyway, um, next, the part that I didn't like of the show, they showed basically the promo video package from before the title match in Japan, the NXT title match. Then they showed the entire match again instead of another match, this week, or maybe a promo with Finn Balor this week. I didn't understand their logic here in showing this again on NXT this week, because if you think about it, if you're watching NXT, you have the network, and you could just go watch the Beast in the East show the whole thing. It didn't make sense, just showing this again when they can just go watch it. There's just no point. But anyway, after the match, a camera crew tried, I guess, to get Kevin Owens' thoughts on his loss. He just chases him away. So they showed a little bit of a kind of a backstage segment from the show. Any thoughts on this?
Not really. I like that Kevin Owens was upset about it. I like they kind of showed that. At least they showed it to the point where with Kevin Owens, you kind of as a character, you get to the point where it looks like he doesn't care just because of what his character is. But I think it was nice to kind of see him caring that he lost, and you knew he would be frustrated after losing the title anyway, being that was like an important staple of him right now. But yeah, I liked it. I liked that they did have some sort of backstage stuff with the two guys. I thought that was kind of cool because they didn't have to record that stuff at all anyway. But it was just kind of cool that they did decide to at least keep the cameras on and let us see a little bit. that backstage element that we love so much.
Yeah. Any thoughts on them replaying the NXT title match, which could have been a other match? Just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
um,
I didn't
I
like
didn't
it.
like it.
I didn't
I
watch
didn't
it.
watch it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on before we rant about WWE's bad decisions. Devin Taylor interviews my boy, my man, my ready, willing, and Gable, Chad Gable. Devin says that last week Chad asked Jason Jordan to let him be his tag team partner, and Jason turned him down. She asks him why he thinks that is. Gable says it's been weeks. It's been week after week. He's been offering his services to Jason, and he keeps getting turned down. But he guesses the truth is that Jason just doesn't want to be a winner. He just wants to stay right where he is on the bottom of the totem pole. Um, Chad says he's going to stay right there, ready, willing, and right as he's about to say Gable, Jason comes up and says, Gable, I can't believe I'm about to say this. You're in. So next week, where it's going to be Jason Jordan and Chad Gable teaming together. Finally, he is ready, willing, and Gable. I'm excited. I am excited. Any thoughts on this segment?
Once again, pure gold. Pure gold. Come on, let's be honest. Um, Chad Gable, he's just a good, he's a good character, and he's easy to get behind, just with the catchphrase, um, and just him kind of being himself, ready, willing, and Gable. It's easy to get behind, and I think that's why you and I both like it so much. And it's Jason Jordan, and we're upset that he's not still feuding with Ty Dillinger. So we got to put somebody else with him, right? So I definitely like this stuff. I want to see how they work together next week. Wait, what?
We need to work on that because this whole thing isn't working when I have to be muted because of the echo. Anyway, as I was saying, a little bit of technical difficulty. We get a backstage promo with Solomon Crow in sort of a dark part of the arena, I guess, or the performance center or whatever, surrounded by a lot of tech equipment. Solomon says that between these four walls is something I like to call the crow's nest. But outside these four walls are the NXT universe. And guess what? Solomon Crow's back. Meaner, tougher, and nastier than ever. Than ever before. Ready to show the NXT universe why he is the resident little monster. Um, I just love this. I love Solomon Crow. I love his promos. He's just such a unique character. I feel like WWE hasn't had a character quite like him. They've had almost similar, that kind of edgy, kind of outside the box type character, but no one really quite like Solomon Crow, especially the promos. He's naturally good with promos. I feel like he's really good in the ring. I sent DJ a compilation of like his 30 best moves uh, that from his time in the Indies. Some of them are just amazing. Like I can't even comprehend what he just did, but I keep watching it. Um, and there's a bunch of other ones, like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Just Google, Solomon Crow best moves. It's amazing. So I'm excited to see more of him. We get a match next, but he just excites me. I really like him. Like I said before, he was in NXT. I did see a couple of his indie matches, which were awesome too. So I'm just excited to see the future, him in the future of NXT. But any thoughts on this promo?
Well, yeah, from what I saw on that compilation, I just hope WWE uses him well, because he's got so many moves that he can use. And I was joking with Casey about it. I was like, in a top 30 moves, I bet you like from 15 to 1 he can't even use because it's illegal in WWE. It's just it's easy, But I definitely, I like Solomon Crow. I like the character that he gives off. It's one of those things where it's not an overkill of that crazy character, that like unorthodox type of a character. It's not even really that it's crazy. It's kind of just unorthodox. You don't really get that a lot where you see guys doing moves that are kind of unorthodox and go a lot with their character in that unorthodox way.
Yeah, it kind of almost reminds me of, in a way, CM Punk, where like I don't think it's so much a character. I think that's just him. Like that, I feel like if you met Solomon Crow, on the streets, like I don't think him as a person would be much different. Like obviously, his character is more over the top in WWE, but I feel like that a lot of that is just him. Just his personality. And I feel like the best WWE superstars, professional wrestlers are like that. A lot of their characters just them, but amplified. Um, Austin is a perfect example. What you get in the ring is pretty much him, just more over the top. But anyway, moving on. So next, this part of the show confused me a little bit because the camera is pointed towards the stage and entrance area, but there's no music or anything, and I almost thought this was a sort of a technical problem. But then out of nowhere, Marcus Louis comes out, still with no hair, no entrance music, nothing. So apparently it's going to be Marcus Louis versus Solomon Crow. I understand what WWE or NXT was trying to do with this entrance, making him just this crazy guy, but I felt like it just didn't work. It felt awkward. It kind of felt like this is the best analogy I could think of. It felt like if you went into WWE 2K14 or 2K15, just took that generic Caw character, put black pants on him, and then just gave him an entrance with no music. How awkward that is. That's what this felt like to me. There was nothing there, and it was just like it was almost painful to watch because, and like I said, I know what they were trying to do, but I felt like if they gave him some sort of music, it would help a little bit. Even if they gave him kind of almost like what Mankind's original music was, that kind of almost really mellow but creepy music a little bit. That would help a little bit, but I feel like just him coming out with no music and that crazy character, it was awkward to me. It didn't work. But that's just my thoughts on it. You may have liked it. I don't know. But let's getting into the match. I thought it was a great match though. I like the dynamic between these two. I feel like these two could make a great feud. You know, a feud that wouldn't really make sense, but I would love every match. And at least, that way they would have something constant for Marcus to do, because I feel like they're kind of just throwing him around right now. And I really like the finish in this match, that crowbar submission, aka the stretch muffler. Um, I haven't seen that in a while, so it's cool that they're kind of bringing moves that we really haven't seen much, as far as WWE in a while. I can't remember anyone who's done that in a long time. So that was kind of cool. Any thoughts on this match or the entrance or possible feud that would be awesome? Just saying.
Yeah, I honestly felt like the entrance was more awkward than it would be in WWE 2K15. Just because with WWE 2K15, you know the entrance is coming. It's not like there's random moment. Like like you get a loading screen and the entrance comes up. Like if it was a video package and he like it was too long. I felt like that's what it was. It just took Louis too long to go out there because like the camera angle was awkward, which makes sense for his character. The camera angle that was pointed at the stage was too awkward anyway. And it was awkward for his character, so I do understand it. It probably wasn't too awkward. Um, and then it just stayed there for so long, and it's like, why is this so long? Because I was like, what's going on right now? To be honest, when I was watching it, but it's very much awkward. But yeah, I think this would be a good feud too. I don't know how they would do it, because I feel like the only logical person you can put Marcus Louis in a feud with that would actually make sense right now is Tyler Breeze, because Tyler Breeze was the one who, you know, turned him into the person he's become now. I'm pretty sure. I wasn't around back then, but I know he was like following Tyler Breeze for like a couple of weeks after he shaved his head or whatnot, and then he just disappeared. Um, but I don't know. I think this could be a really good feud, really good and like physical feud with two guys who are kind of just unorthodox right now. I definitely am more of a fan of Solomon Crow as a character than I am Marcus Louis, just because we don't know enough about Marcus Louis to for me to remind him. I feel like we kind of know he shaved his head, but they always make you go crazy, even though in WWE it usually does. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I thought it was a good match. It was physical. It was kind of unorthodox, which makes sense with these two guys. That's it.
Yeah. The whole Marcus Louis storyline has been so long and confusing because it started out originally with him in a tag team with Sylvester LaFour, which who we haven't seen in a while. We saw him like last week or the week before in a random tag team match. Um, it was a feud with him, tagging with him against uh, Enzo and Cass, and somehow they got some weird goop on his head, and it made his hair fall out, and Sylvester like ditched him, making him lose the match, and that's how Enzo and Cass got with Carmella, and then Sylvester or Marcus Louis was randomly stalking Tyler Breeze for some reason.
Because he's
It's
gorgeous.
really confusing. Like you have to go back and watch like from the beginning. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. But anyway, we're not gonna go into that. If you want to watch that, you can go back on the network for $9.99 a month. Anyway, so next we go backstage to a Vaudevillains promo. Um, The only thing I really wrote about this was, holy crap, Simon Gotch talks. I honestly don't remember ever hearing him actually talk, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, wait, what? I don't know if you got that feeling. but I did. I was like, is he supposed to talk? Like, he never talks. It's always Aiden English. Like, is something wrong here? Um, any thoughts on the promo before the match or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Typical villain. So.
Come on, man! It's your favorite tag team, and you're like, yeah, I liked it.
Well, I was waiting for you to meet him. I didn't want to say too much. But yeah, I mean, definitely, we haven't seen it in a while with the vaudevillains. I always like the black and white thing. I like how they always try their best to play off their character, with that kind of old timey feel. I don't know, when was the last team that they did this with, this old timey feel. I don't remember another team they kind of did this with. It seems like it would be something that would be recycled, but I don't remember it being recycled. So it's like I'm trying my best about it being recycled, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, there's been like the classic like tough guy, the classic strongman, whatever. But I don't think there's been anything quite like the vaudevillain specifically, which is weird because WWE is notorious for, well, this worked in the Attitude Era, let's do it again, or this worked in '95, let's do it again. Like, but yeah. Anyway, next, we got a clip backstage in Tokyo after Finn won the NXT title, being congratulated by Neville and Cesaro. I was kind of confused. I didn't know Cesaro was there. But this was awesome considering, all of them basically had similar kind of journeys in the independents. Then Vince had to fuck it up by adding John Cena in there. And even Cesaro and Finn had that "what the hell are you doing here" look on their face. Like why? I don't know. I honestly felt like that ruined the segment, because it would have been cool if it was just, Cesaro and, Neville just congratulating him, it would have meant something. I really feel like adding Cena in there ruined it. It just made it weird. It took the authenticity away from it. I felt like. Any thoughts on that?
I think it would have been cool to see Zayn, just because we've been seeing him so much. Even just back there supporting him. I think it would have been cool to see him, just because we've seen him in all these like documentary type of clips with Finn, so we know they're good friends. I have no problem with the John Cena thing. I mean, John Cena is the biggest star, I guess you could say, right now. As much as people hate to admit it, and as much as people, hate on him for it, I mean, he is the biggest star. There's nobody bigger than him. So, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want the top guy in the company congratulating you. I'm just saying. I don't know. I just don't have as much of a problem with it as everybody else would have, because I don't hate John Cena just for the fact of hating John Cena.
I don't hate John Cena for the fact of hating John Cena. I hate John Cena because he sucks, and he's been on top for like 15 years, and he sucks.
That's not his fault.
It's his fault that he has no talent.
Maybe it's his fault that he sucks, but I don't think it's his fault that he's been on top of 15 years. If they give you the ball, you run with it.
Yeah, but then you pass the ball. You don't freaking LeBron James it and take every. Sorry.
LeBron does pass the ball. We talk about Kobe.
I don't talk about Kobe. I don't like talking about Kobe. That's a dark situation. Kobe is like John Cena. I don't like to talk about him because.
Well, we got a rant to do at some point, so you're gonna have to talk about it.
We all know Shaq was the. Anyway, No, but I don't know. I just felt like it took away the authenticity of it. Like I don't know. I understand what you're saying. You want the top guy to, but I don't know. I felt like it wasn't needed there. I felt like if anything, they could have had like Hideo, come up and because Hideo did say that whoever wins, he is gonna challenge. So considering he was there, and they pointed him out in the crowd, like sitting watching the match, I felt like it would have been cool if he came up and said something or did something. Um, but anyway, so next, we find out that next week we will be getting an update on Sami Zayn. Because he did have surgery for an injury. So we're gonna, I guess, see how his recovery is coming. Maybe when he's gonna be back. Maybe when he's gonna go to the main roster. Maybe when he's gonna win the U.S. title. Maybe when he's gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry, am I moving too fast? Anyway, so next we get the main event. I think this was the main event. I'm pretty sure the number one contendership for the tag team championships, and I'm gonna give you this match because my team was robbed. Literally was robbed.
Robbed.
Robbed. I tell you.
All right, so we got the Vaudevillains going up against Enzo and Cass. I was excited for this match, but I didn't really know who to go with. Just as a fan, because I like both of these teams. As much as Casey hates to admit it, I do like both of these teams. I like the Vaudevillains, but I also like Enzo and Cass. I don't know if you caught this. Enzo seemed like he was a little bit rushed in his promo tonight. His little stick he does. It felt just so rushed. Like it felt like it was going so fast. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am. I'm like, can you wait a little bit? Just slow down just a little bit so I can follow you. I know what you're gonna say, but slow down. I want to enjoy it. I just felt like he was a little bit rushed to me. Um, and Cass didn't even get to say soft tonight. He was just ready. But Enzo does get isolated by the Vaudevillains. Typical Enzo and Cass match. It seems like as NXT likes to book it. But Enzo does fight off both of them. Cass takes English to the outside to join his partner. Enzo and Cass double teaming English, after they got back into the ring. Enzo kind of getting worn down by the submission. The villains do use their teamwork on Enzo and getting that isolation type of feel into the match again. Cass does finally get in, dominates as usual. English does roll Cass up off the Gotch distraction, but Cass gets out of that and he's still in control a little bit. Um, takes him down again. We get the aided splash, but Gotch grabs the leg of Cass. English rolls up. English rolls through the crossbody of Enzo with the leverage pin for the win. So it wasn't even really a leverage pin. It was just kind of a normal pin. Anyway, the Vaudevillains do end up winning this match. Via leverage / regular / I don't know, via 1, 2, 3 pin. But I don't know. This is a match that I expected Enzo and Cass to win, just because the Vaudevillains are kind of just coming back, and Enzo and Cass have worked so hard to get where they want to get. And it makes you think about it not necessarily as a fan anymore, and think about it like from the business standpoint. And it's like, does the company not trust Enzo and Cass or something right now? Like, I know the Vaudevillains have been a tag team for a little bit, but I don't understand that. I don't know. I feel like Enzo and Cass are really getting their steam as far as a face tag team, and I think what they're doing with this, they're kind of Daniel Bryaning, if that's even a word. It's not. They're kind of Daniel Bryaning though. They're doing the Daniel Bryan approach with this. It feels like they're like screwing them and screwing them and screwing them until you just can't take anymore. And it's probably not gonna last as long as Daniel Bryan. They don't have enough tag teams to screw them with. But they're just screwing them until you get tired of it and you're like, finally, finally they win the titles, which I feel like that's kind of where we are now already. But anyway, Casey, as disgruntled as you may be, we're not even talking about Cena at this point. We're done with that. Any thoughts?
They've been there longer. He had the tights. The sun was in his eye. The light was there. His mama was. He was. No, I mean, I don't know. Cass and Enzo have been a team a lot longer in NXT than the Vaudevillains, and it's just I don't know if it is that they don't trust them, or if they're trying to Daniel Bryan them, or what's going on. But I don't know. I feel like they should have won. Also, it's gonna be weird having two heel teams going against each other for the titles. Like I don't know. I feel like that doesn't always work. You have to have like the face team for fans to really root for, or the heel team for depending on who it is. Because John Cena, the heel always wins. Just saying. No, but it's not fair to them. I mean, unless they are building them up to do something with. But like you said, it seems like it's been a long time. That they've just been, they get the number one contendership and then they don't, and then another team gets the title shot first, and it's.
Plus they got screwed out of the match anyway. Before you think they would.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. So I don't know what they're gonna do with them. Hopefully if they get the title, maybe they'll somehow turn it into a triple threat, because you would think they would have a face team in there somewhere. Just because I feel like the best matches have some sort of face in there. You can do face versus face, you can do heel versus heel, but they don't always work out too well, because you want that one person to hate and you want that one person to love, and I mean I suppose the Vaudevillains would go in more as the face team in this against Blake and Murphy, but then you're not gonna get Emma and Carmella, which is really what we want. Like, this is the whole reason we want this tag team title match.
But if you think about it, Blake and Murphy, they do have Alexa Bliss, and that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I came into NXT so many months ago, thinking I knew what they were doing. Thinking they would always make me happy. And then they take my favorite tag team, and they're like, nope, you can't have the titles. Here's the titles. You want them? You want them? Nope, you can't have them.
I got one more question about the tag team picture. I'm going to mute you for a second.
Of course.
Don't
Why
forget.
would,
Quit. Just wait. But I mean, the Vaudevillains are going to challenge Blake and Murphy, but I don't know if I see Blake and Murphy losing this early, because I don't even trust Blake and Murphy as a tag team. I doubt that WWE trusts Blake and Murphy as a tag team. I barely trust Blake and Murphy as a tag team. What about that? Like, where do you think the tag team division is going, considering, Blake and Murphy? I mean, they could go up to the main roster, but I would rather see Enzo and Cass or the Vaudevillains go up before Blake and Murphy. I just feel like Blake and Murphy were kind of thrown into the tag team title picture anyway.
After I was so rudely muted. Yeah, the problem with Blake and Murphy is I think they were pushed into that spot way too quick. I don't know if there was really a reason behind it, because they weren't any special tag team. There wasn't anything really jumping out about them. They were kind of this generic, team at the time. They still kind of are. Except for having Alexa Bliss, that's really the only thing that kind of makes them, pop out. Besides that, I feel like if they did go up to the main roster, they would just, be drowned out in the background. Like they wouldn't pop out. There's nothing special about them that makes them like, oh, look at these guys. Like I think they would be just a generic team. Whereas, Enzo and Cass or the Vaudevillains are unique enough where, uh, they would be cool tag teams up there, yeah, whatever, They are SAWFT soft. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, maybe they're just gonna, for some reason not give Enzo and Cass the titles and push them up to the main roster eventually. But I don't know. I feel like Vince is getting too much into, whatever is going on with NXT, which, I mean, end of the day, WWE is still his company, so I guess he can, have the final say on a lot of stuff. But I don't know. Hopefully they figure out what they're doing with the tag team division, because it was really good for a while there, and now it's kind of. I feel like NXT is getting to a point where the old WWE mentality is kind of sneaking in a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't, but yeah, I don't know. But, end of the day, Finn Balor is your new NXT World Heavyweight Champion. And
Was
yes,
not on the show.
yeah, I know. That's another thing. I was like, why is he not on the show? Why is there not even like a promo? There's always usually at least like a promo or like in crowning or whatever. So the champion usually does some sort of like elaborate like I'm the new champion kind of a thing. Even the faces do it. They don't obviously do it like the heels do, where it's like a coronation and the queen comes in and knights them and everything. Yeah, he's the champ. He's the freaking champ. We get it. Which I'm excited, but you need to put the title away. You need to not have the title anymore. But hopefully he'll be there next week. We got some good matches next week. We got Charlotte and Sasha for the title next week. We got a couple other matches next week, which we're looking forward to. And then hopefully some more, storylines added. Maybe another Solomon Crow match because that was awesome. And I don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Bull Dempsey versus the vending machine. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This is what I was surprised he wasn't on this show. They didn't do any Bull Dempsey segment. I was upset. I loved it and it was funny and it kind of killed it this week. But anyway, that's gonna be our NXT review because we're just gonna get off on rants about vending John Cena and how John Cena should be locked in the vending machine while Bull Dempsey power bombs it. What? But yeah, so follow the Twitter and then like, subscribe, comment, share. If you can do anything else with it, do it. I don't know what else you can really do except for like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, you can't even, do video comments anymore on YouTube, which is sad. I remember a day when you could do that. Do you remember that day? I remember that day. I remember when you could do that. You can't do that no more. Why not, YouTube? Why not? I don't know. But, my boy is a champ, and that's really all that matters in life. He's the champ, darn it. He's the champ. We get it. Anyway, so we will see you for Ring of Honor possibly coming up. I think. I think we're gonna do that. I think. We've been doing it for the past couple weeks, so I think we're gonna continue to do it, even though it is pre-recorded and you've already seen the show. But we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna talk about it because it's good professional wrestling and we like it. And if we like it, you should like it. So you should like us talking about it and giving our thoughts. Then you give us your thoughts, and there's gonna be a big thought bubble with thoughts and words and comments, and we'll see you next time.